Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Wednesday night with my beautiful bride Katie, myself John, and all of your favorite fishing and tying buddies. It's good to see everyone hopping on this evening. We've got a fun little night with some with one specifically neat technique that I'm looking forward to sharing with everyone. This is going to be the worm. This is a pattern that I learned from Barry Ord Clark, and it has changed throughout the years or changes since he has first started tying it. But this is his current iteration, and he says it is fantastic. And when I looked at it swimming in his sink, I don't think I've ever seen something swim quite as nice as this one does. And and we'll get my little YouTube going here one more time, hopefully. There we go. And So anyway, the key thing is this doesn't have multiple shanks like a game changer, like some of the other flies. Katie, we put it on me, please. There we go. Perfect. Um, that it is just whatever fur you're using and the nano silk. So it is pretty cool. But anyway, I'm trying to think what else we've got to share. Anything big, Katie? And now I can see Barry. Hello again. We saw Barry and Al and a few of the old other ones hanging out with us over in on our pre-live show, and we try to do that every Wednesday night before we go live for the members. Those of you all that are supporting the channel. It's a little bit smaller. Usually, there's less than 10 of y'all hopping on. Hey, Chattooga River Fly Shop, Mike and Randy. Um, but anyway, um, cool. So the quick little material list. This is the fly. We'll switch over to the side view here, honey. Here is the fly that we're going to be tying, and so you can see it's a little bit bigger, but this one has a little red hot tail. This one's got a purple on the head of it. This one is rabbit. The hook is in the back, and you see how it moves. It's very flexible, very movie movie and groovy. Here's one without really any hot spot or anything. Um, so if you want to, one of the things that Barry did is he got a little, he said polystyrene, but little ball, little foam ball, but you could use just regular foam. Put it there, and that's going to allow the tail to sit up in the water, like to not sink all the way down, to give it a little different movement. And when the fish bites it, it'll just slide forward or slide off. It's not going to hurt the hook gappage. Um, but anyway, the thread I'm going to be using tonight is the new Silverfly Nano Silk 200D streamer. And what that means is so it doesn't. There we go. So the color is dope dyed. What's up, Michael? The color is dope dyed, so it's not going to run. It's not going to fade. It's just in there, so that works really well. We're also going to use some rabbit. So this is a rabbit zonker here. 4.6 millimeter bead. I figure I'd go orange just to make it a little bit brighter on this one. The hook I'm going to use is a size 6 Mustad C67S. This one right here. There we go. Now there was another one that I believe, hey, Steve, goat rope. This one I believe is the one that Barry used. And actually that's what we'll do. We'll use this shrimp hook, and Barry hopefully will get on and be like, wait a minute, that's not the right one. But I'm pretty sure this is the other one he used. This is for more lighter applications. Most of the stuff that we catch, 20, 24 inch or smaller, so 12, whatever inch, this will be fine. I was tying some of these for Alaska, so that's why I use the heavier hook. I don't know if it's stainless or not, Steve. Let's see. should be able to say on here. I do not know. It looks like it's stainless just because it is that silvery color, but I don't know. The biggest difference was the shape's slightly different, but this is more of a lighter weight hook. So we're going to start with this, and the so we've got and the shank. You can use whatever kind of shank you want to, but I want to use a Spawn fly fish shank, micro 90-degree shank. Possibly Two Rivers Fly Shop, Arkansas, Mike. Two Rivers Fly Shop, Arkansas, Mike. Okay, so here are the shanks we use, and you don't have to use the jig shank if you just have a. I don't think Barry uses a jig shank. He just uses a regular shank. But one thing that he definitely uses. What's up, Howie? One thing he definitely uses is wax. So I'm going to use wax on this nano silk to get started, but I'm also going to use it when I'm tying, doing our little rope technique, because this is going to be brand spanking new. All right. So we'll just start it just like normal. No big deal here. This is just going to be kind of the same old for the start of the fly anyway. We'll go back up here. So you see how that color is a little bit darker there because it's got that wax on it, and that's going to make it to where it sticks. That's not going to come off, not going to slide or anything. So let's pull. I don't need too much, maybe that much. Bring that back. Now I'm not worried about closing the loop off, because if I hold it all the way down, put a couple wraps in, then bring it all the way up, put a couple wraps in, my loop is closed. See, perfectly closed. If it wasn't closed by the time I got to here, I would definitely be worried and close it off. Nah, worried's a strong word. I wouldn't say I'd be too worried about it. All right, so now we're going to take my dubbing whirl here, Nan's favorite one. Drop it down there. Okay. So here is the rabbit. Here we go. The rabbit that I pre-cut earlier. I'm going to take a razor because I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. Just match up the ends. There we go. So now I got it cut in 2. And just because I've done this once or twice, I know that the back tail has a tendency of getting a little bit full, we'll say. So I'm going to make this a bit thinner. There we go. And this will be for the front. And just for the heck of it, let's put a little what's up, Jeffrey? We ought to talk about Jeff for a second, since he is gracing us with his presence. What do you think, Katie?
Sure.
All righty. So, Jeff, you missed me tying this up as we're getting started, but since Jeff came on, we got this bad boy. We've got some of Jeff's creations here. I'm totally joking. Here are Jeff's mice. We've got a whole bunch of them. They're like we're getting an infestation. These beautiful, beautiful mice here. Maybe one of these days we'll attempt that. But this blue one is super cool. He was not. We talked about this the other day about having the articulated mouse, and we've got an articulated mouse. So big thanks to Jeffrey. This one's got some the legs and the good UT orange. I'm sure that was for either University of Tennessee or University of Texas. Burnt orange. This is more like UT Tennessee orange. Another fancy one. So hopefully next week, or not next week, but in a couple of weeks, we'll have a cool picture of a trout in Alaska that's been eating them. Okay. So we'll switch. A big thank you so much, Jeff. You are awesome. So one of the things for this, let's switch over to the side. Hopefully you can see this part. So one of the things you'll need for these are some sort of clips. I've got the Swiss CDC clip here, and also the Pedagene clips here. These are the two main ones I'm going to use because they are the only reason is they're basically the same width. So see how they're these same thing here. And that'll make sense here in just a minute. But for now, I'm going to use this big one. I'm just going to capture it like that. And get my small, make sure I got the right one. Yep. So I'm just going to hold this. Sometimes you got to kind of be, see how I'm just kind of working that up. Bring this back here. Okay, so we got black and we got our chartreuse. Are you scared of bears? International orange? No, I'm not scared of bears. I mean, I respect bears. That's a better thing than being scared of them. Definitely respect them. I have kind of been thinking about bears, actually, believe it or not. So we got this. Now we'll chop them off. So how's that look? Good so far? Any questions on how that's done? It's pretty simple. I'm just going to spread this out just a bit so it takes up the whole clip. The more this stuff is spread out, the easier it is to spin. Well, it's not really easier to spin, but it'll trap itself down a lot better. The Alaskan ones, the bears scared me. Oh, boy. Well, last time I was there, I was about 10, 12. So I don't remember the bears being too big a deal, but this is where I was. So now we'll be in Montana while John Candy, Alaska. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So you see, I'm just getting that all lined up. So I bet I've lost it. I had a special piece of wax sitting out just for this. Now I told you Barry uses wax. I did. Now I'm going to use Barry's official wax here. See this little whatever, the skull wax. I think that if I wasn't going to use this, this is probably a little bit easier to find, the Wonder Wax. This is a very similar concentration. I won't say concentration, consistent texture, similar, but there are lots of different kinds of waxes, and you want something in between that's hard, but yet not too hard for this. So I've got this little bit here. So I'm going to take it and just kind of peel off just a little bit because I'm not going to tie like a whole bunch of them. So you see, and this is kind of, you see, oh gosh, what's his name? David McPhail. Stick it like this and he'll leave it there. See, I can't even do it, but he'll stick it on there and he'll have it stay on his hand. I can't.
It's because your hands are so soft.
Oh, honey. I might have to. Yeah, see a lot of people doing it, or more people are doing it now. But I'm not, because I'm not going to get it stuck. Maybe if I had a bigger piece, that'd be fine. But see, I've got that right there. We'll take it and rub it on both sides of my thread. I'm gonna hang it back up. Not just because I want to use it. It's all lotion. Psh, lotion.
He really does have very soft.
They're perfect in every single way. They're not too soft. They're not too whatever. Just right. All right. So you see we got just enough on there. It's not super tight or not super gummy. All right. So we got our clip here. It might switch to the side. What's going to be the best? And place a gobble on my bench. Yeah, that's why I just stuck it down to my little magnet here. So see, I've got the clip. Now this is like, this part's not too big a deal.
I'm laughing at Nan.
What did Nans have to say?
Just that one day we're gonna have oh honey fly.
Probably. The problem is now I've got my fingers are sticky. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just shortening this up. Because I want butt ends, but I don't want like a lot. Maybe I should start whispering.
Davey sticks the wax in the base of his thumb. It would probably stick all over my fingers because
All right.
like all the cleaning and like they're just rough. My hands are rough.
Costa Nora, Davey sticks the wax at the base of his thumb. Yeah, that's what Katie just said. And she was reading your comment. Yeah, I couldn't remember where exactly she put it. I know when I saw Barry do it, he put it right here on like right there. So you could go like that. But like I said, that'll work fine if you're doing a bunch. But if you're just doing one or two, it's well, maybe not. Maybe you should do it all the time. I just don't have the swagger that
Did you use your left hand to close the loop on the fur? Yes.
I don't remember. But I'm going to be doing plenty more of it because that is the trick to this one. I saw that there it is. I'm trying to get got a little piece of a little hitchhiker or something. Normally I wouldn't do this, but okay. That's good though. Not much is coming out. So this is my Charlie Craven brass brush. I think it's brass. If you don't have one of these, it doesn't have to be from Charlie, but get one because these are phenomenal to use for lots of different ways. Yeah, Randy, I definitely like it. I was looking my wrong set of fingers. So I'm just wetting my fingers, pulling this back. I'll start wrapping it around. Now Barry doesn't put like this chartreuse and the other one had red. He doesn't do that. I just thought that'd be kind of cool, but you know.
He was all one color.
His was all one color. Us Americans, we like our hot spots and our
we go big, don't
crazy things. See, I'm just stroking all back so I'm not trapping. And every now and then, if you want to get your brush out, same brush. And give it a little. Now, what you don't want to see is a whole bunch of you'll see some, but you don't want your brush to be full of your hair. Because if it is, it means it's either not wrapped tight enough or something. I don't know. You see, I'm just kind of wetting my fingers every now and then.
Yeah, that's right. American fish like the chartreuse.
Yeah.
They prefer it.
That is true. Sorry, I got a little hung up there on that one wrap. And we'll wrap this around like this. Bring it up. Oh, shucks. I didn't go live on YouTube or on Instagram, so let me do that now. All right. We'll pull that off. You can see how I got this kind of there, so I might go one more time there. Here we go. Like I said, this part is pretty straightforward. No big deal. I'm going to flatten out my thread. Hey, Mark. Sorry, I didn't see that you were the one that said that. So this is that step really should not be anything groundbreaking. No. Except for my thread's super strong, and that's kind of the point. Let's give this a brush out. And since this is going to have an orange bead, I probably should just use regular black thread. But you can see how that's going to have that nice little bright chartreuse. But when it gets wet, it's there. It's going to be pretty subtle. Pretty subtle.
But
So,
wait, there's more.
Oh, there's definitely more. So I'm going to take some Sally's. And I didn't turn my darn light on. My undercarriage light. People gotta see my undercarriage, honey.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh, honey.
What's up, Greg Edward? Here we go. There we go. Now we can see better. And definitely do not want that eye to have anything in it. All right. So there's that. That part's done. Easy day. Chicken light. That's right. If only that was it. We'd be like, man, I can tie these up. No problemo.
I mean, you could fish that.
Absolutely. You could fish it. You could fish power bait too. Just throw it on there.
Are you a photographer by trade?
Yeah. I can't remember. We saw this hilarious post somewhere. I don't know if it was on Facebook or Instagram or something. And there was a picture of like waders from here down. There's like a little bit of a fish. You see like blood coming off.
You
of the
could barely
mouth.
see the fish.
I mean,
all you saw were like gloves, like
weird gloves.
Weird like dishwashing gloves. Somebody holding a fish with blood coming out of its eyes.
But it wasn't.
And then you see like legs.
And the first comment was, "Are you a photographer by trade?" I was about to die when I saw that. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the funniest thing I've seen in quite some time." All right, so this is the Spawn Fly Fish 90-degree micro jig shank, size 15 millimeter. So right here, that's what we're going to use. 90-degree micro jig shank, size 15 millimeter. And I'm going to put this big old 4.6 millimeter fluorescent orange bead on here. This is what I was saying. I probably could have just used, what's the word? I could have used a regular shank, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pull out my little fancy debarbing pliers here. This is going nice to get up right here. Pull this up. Before you pull up, you should have your bead oriented the way you want it. Okay. Pull this out so I can slide my bead on there. Now pull it around. Here we go. See, I got that going. Slide it on. And I do, even when I'm not on the video camera, I do pull it. So I'm zoom in for Instagram, guys. There we go. I do put it on there backwards and then spin it around. You want to make sure you got the bead going the way that you want it. And just play with it, see which way. Does that look good? No, that does not look good. So that looks better. So that's the way we'll do it. All right, so I'm going to throw a little bit more of the Nano Silk wax. This is the black stuff, the hard stuff. It gives it just a little more purchase, a little more bite. So those are really cool, really cool pliers. So speaking of cool pliers, last week, those of you all who were able to join us live on our member thing, we gave out a nice Loon gift certificate or Loon discount thing. This week, Jay Soccer is running a special on Umpqua gear. I'm pretty sure it's hooks, everything, anything and everything. But if you will order anything that's on their DreamStream line. So, which is a lot of their tools. I'm trying to think of what. I wish I grabbed something right now. I've got a bunch of stuff of theirs, but if we give it away, maybe send it away. Any of their DreamStream tools, and you get free shipping. So, yeah. So all the Umpqua stuff is 20% off, but normally you got to pay for shipping. So if you just want one or two things, what's up, Ryan? Nice to see you. TMO Hackled. Yeah, Ewing Hackled, 20% off. The TMCO is under the Umpqua stuff. So Umpqua hooks 20% off. If you grab anything on the DreamStream line, you get free shipping. So not only do you get 20% off Umpqua, you get free shipping on top of it. So check it out. And we'll keep on showing you and telling you about it because it is a pretty good deal, especially if you don't need to order $200 or $100, whatever the minimum amount is to get the free shipping. Okay, so now as you can see, we've got this on here very tight. I want to make sure that this is tight and it's not going anywhere. We want it going nowhere. Rolly, Jeff. Oh, Jeff and Lidrig, I can't see your.
It's a salute.
It's a salute?
I think so.
It's just like an X thing. Anyway, okay, so what we're going to do, we've got the bead on, and we've got our streamer. Jeff, have you used this NanoSilk yet? The streamer, the 200D. It's pretty fancy, dope dyed stuff. Let's switch it over to the side here and get this out of the way. So what I want to do is I'm going to start a pretty big dubbing loop. I don't want to go too far down, but I want it pretty big. We'll make sure it's closed off. So you see that. Now let's go ahead and go up one more, because this is going to be the key. When you catch a fish with this, you've got to make sure. There we go. You gotta make sure that's not going to pull out. And now we'll get it straightened back out. There we go. Living the dream. Awesome. Scott is in the house. Okay, so Howie, pay attention. We've got this on here. This is going to be basically our entire fly here. Our entire fly. I say, Howard, pay attention, because I'll bet you he's going to be one of the guys that's going to whip this thing up. All right, so we got this done. Let's see, what do I want to do first? Let's go ahead and wax everything. Go ahead and get it good and waxed. So take our little wax ball that we pulled off a minute ago, wax that up and down. This is what's going to keep it from sliding, our material from sliding out of our loop. Okay. Now here's where we're about to get funky. We're going to be, it is a mega loop. Kind of like, I'm like Johnny Depp. I like the mega stuff. Oh, guys, I'm just cracking myself up. All right, so here's where it gets crazy. Remember the thing we just tied? We'll slide it onto our loop. Okay. And if you're watching on YouTube, well, there's only a couple of y'all anyway. So if you're watching on Instagram, you'll be able to see us a lot better if you come over on YouTube. Probably should have said that way earlier. All right, so see how I just slid that on there? See how that goes like that on our mega loop? Now I'm going to, oh, shoot. Y'all make me nervous. Now I'm going to put my spinner in there. And for now, that's going to be good. So you see kind of what we got going on, right? Our loop with this guy on there. You can probably see where I'm going with it. But for now, I'm just going to hang that there. We're going to prep our material. Definitely going to have to rewatch this tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to take our piece of rabbit, and this is roughly an inch. Okay, or sorry, roughly 2 inches is fitting to be an inch. Now we got 2 pieces that are an inch because we want both these pieces to be the same. So I'm going to use this big one to just grab the material. Doesn't matter how you grab it. Start off with. See how it's just kind of in there. We're gonna grab the if you pull it, so now we're a lot better. See how it's straight. Pull it down like this. See how we're looking? Yep. You see where it's going. All right, so I'm just getting this straight. Cut this off. Cut it off straight. Make sure you don't. And now I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Just kind of spread this out. And it was an inch long piece, and this is actually a little thinner than I would have liked, but it'll be okay. So it went from an inch to 2 inches, roughly. See how it looks? Now we're going to do the same thing. Make sure this it should be fine. Now we're going to capture that. I'm just moving the hide around here so it'll cut off straight. Okay, now I'm going to take it, open and close it so it starts flattening out. And then something like that's what we're wanting. See how that is? Cool. Did you jig this off the bottom? Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that I was showing earlier, if you want to, you can put, Barry uses a little styrofoam ball, like a teeny tiny one, but I don't have fancy styrofoam balls. So I just put a little piece of foam here, but this will keep it kind of like a Ned rig going a lot higher. But the way this is going to move, it's really, really like it's very, very movie. And it swims like nothing I've ever seen. But you can do it under indicator. You can fish it like a streamer. You can fish it like a bunch of different ways. But this pretty neat. The key thing is you've got your thread here, your loop here secured. So when something does bite it and pulls here, it's not going to pull that out. And that's the key. So here's
how many people have styrofoam balls?
Especially the size that Barry had is I don't know.
I mean, what is his size? Is it pretty big?
No, they're teeny. They're like 4.6 millimeters. Scott, where were you fishing 30 minutes ago? I wish I would have. I'd like to. Why don't we do that? We'll send Scott this one, and if this will work anyway, that way he can give it a shot. You're getting Steve worked up, Katie. All right, so now let's go to the side here, because this is where it's going to get tricky. A local lake. All right, so we've got. Let's see. I guess you can see how it is there. Bring it up, slide it in. Okay. Pull this tight. Now the first one I tied, I had too much of when I was in Norway, I had too much of a gap. So you want to take your hook here and slide it basically all the way up to there. Okay. Now I'll open this back up. See how the hook's keeping it from opening up here? Oh, this is magic. Fish local with Scott. I'll definitely, okay. Well, Is the red thread yes, the red thread is 200 denier nanosilk. There's new streamer nanosilk because so it's dope dyed, which means the red doesn't run or fade, or might fade after a long time, but it's not a big deal on that. Okay, so this one I'm gonna pull it down. Son of a gun, not like that. Open it back up. Doing this staring in the light is not as easy as you think. There we go. So now I'm going to take it. You can see how I was looking. Oh, maybe there we go. There we go. So I'm going to try to push this down. Okay. So see how that all looks. Lid rig. We'll put this right. This should be our background on this. There we go. Unfortunately, I'm out of hands now. So you see how the diving loop is sitting, right? Large blow up of materials if I try to tie a bug like this. So white, but this all will work just fine. Yeah, the white would be great. I don't know what lots of colors, Jeff. That's the last thing I saw. Okay. So here's one of the tricks. So everyone's like, okay, I see what you're gonna do. Here's one of the tricks. You want to make sure that this part's kind of pretty tight, like a millimeter or so of bare thread. You don't want much. But I'm going to reach up here and I'm going to pinch. Okay. Pinch that. And then I'm going to spin. So can you see what's happening here? Oh, don't do that. My lid rig thing here so you can see it spinning. Spin it. That's getting distracting now. Spin it some more. If you're watching on YouTube, on Instagram, come over and watch this on YouTube because you'll see a ton better. So I'm really spinning it up. See what it looks like. But see, this top part is not spinning yet. Now, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to let go of everything like that. Okay. Now I want to make sure that this hook here is not getting bound up. There we go. Now we can, so let's hold this up here. See how it's looking at in my mind, the density of my rabbit's a little thin right now compared to some of the other ones I've done, but it should work just fine. If this one ends up not being my favorite, I will not send this one to Scott. We'll send a different one to him. Now I'm brushing it out real good. Now remember, brush it out, brush it good. I'm gonna keep on using this so you can see it's not just a lid rig advertisement. It's so you can see if there was like a bunch of rabbit fur in this brush, I'd be worried. Okay. There's not, so I'm not worried about it. Just get whatever's trapped. It looks pretty good. Get one more good one. Okay. So let's see. Make sure that's loose there. Not really that it doesn't have to slide a whole lot. You just want to make sure that there's no trapped hair there. All right. Just got the samples on the lid rig 3.0 the way. So we made sure I'll send you this fly. If this fly turns out good, it'll be perfect. I'll just send it to you. No big deal. If not, then I'll send you one of those other ones. All right, let's grab so what's going to show? Okay, grab the hook, okay? Fold it over because we use the same amount of maybe if I put this in the background, that'll help. Oh, come on.
I mean, you can see it. It's
okay.
Not that like you're okay.
So I've got these two legs here, and I've got them spun up a whole bunch. See? So take my hook, fold it over like that. So these should come over to the same length. I'm going to pinch it, get that over there. Let's start tying that off. That was my dubbing whirl. Totally fine that it comes off. Lost mine since getting the stash tray. Yeah, the stash trays look nice. I don't have one, but they look very cool.
You definitely, this is a two-handed tying. I mean, this is definitely like, there's a lot of like coordination involved here.
Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just double, triple, quadruple tying off my tag in before I cut it. So do one more. Now we'll cut this off.
It's like stringing your weed eater.
Yeah.
You might have to do it a few times before you get it.
All right. So now we're going to absolutely kind of encourage this. This is where Katie's encouragement comes along. We'll brush this out. So Katie, you can probably show a different angle if you wanted. I'm just kind of giving this little twist, helping it furl, just like you're making a furled leader. Oh, this is nice looking. Let's see. Look on the side here. Look on the side shot. Look at the side view. It's easier with that spinning thing. Okay, Katie, we switch to the side view.
Yeah, the spinning,
Perfect.
the little spinning top thing makes it a lot easier for sure.
So see that how it moves? Really nice. Okay, so we've got this spun around. You can keep on kind of working it, spinning it all you want. And like I said, you can play with it, get it however. But what I want to do is, since Katie's got zoomed in here, I'm going to take this and pull it back forward. Spin up my thread. I want to cord it up so it bites really good. I'm missing the conversation. All right. Now we're going to. Oh, it's too much. That should be good. So we just want this is bound down as good as we possibly can. And this might be somewhere if you were a super glue person, unlike me, that a little bit of super glue would not hurt a bit. There we go. So that thing is awesome. That's really cool. I think that's pretty darn neat. I wish I would have used chartreuse thread or black thread because we got a chartreuse hotspot and a red hotspot in the front. But that just looks too cool. All right, so now we're going to take our hook, stick it in our vise here so we doesn't like stab us too much in a minute. Make one more dubbing loop. This one doesn't have to be super big. And what I was saying about closing off the loop. So what I'll do is I'm wrapping back, I'll go up and down, like I'll do this, and that closes off the loop. But what you'll see a lot of people do is they'll take their bobbin right here, and they'll go one, make sure to do two, and that closes it off as well. Okay. So just for the heck of it, we'll switch this around. Like I said, this is kind of involved. This is like the technique and everything. It's like, okay, that's not too bad. Once you do one, you're like, well, that was a little different than I thought. A little more something than
Yeah,
I thought it would be.
there's a lot of, it's like weaving and knitting and weaving and like, I don't know.
A lot of whispering, a lot of holding your mouth right, a lot of all that stuff. Okay, so I've got this one ready to go. Let's find. Hey, couldn't find my thing. Found it.
I know. I was looking for that today. I was going to use it for something totally unrelated.
Looks like it'd be a killer for smallmouths in the river. I'd say it would be. I don't think Barry invented it for smallmouths in the river, but
it would be killer.
I don't see why not. That's why I put chartreuse on it, just to tick the Norwegians off. The English folk. Totally kidding. Like having the long scissors comes in handy. Not necessary, but does come in handy. So remember how I can do this. I wish this was down a little bit lower, but so I'm going to just easily open and close it like this. See, I'm doing that, and that's going to, when I do that, it spreads it out a little bit. Now I can kind of spread out even more because I want it to be the length of this clip. There we go. So now it's the length of the clip now. It was half the length. Now it's full length. I'm going to split it down. There we go. So I've got my butts lined up. That's about how much I want. Not too much. What do you think is harder to tie, start to finish this, or the Game Changer? A lot of colorful. Was it Ryan that said something before that? I don't know. I think this is a shorter tie. And the Game Changer, once you can, they're both, the Game Changer is extremely difficult to get the proportions and everything just right. But once you get that figured out, it's just very repetitive. I'm not a Game Changer master by any stretch of the imagination. Someone's asking how I did this. So open this up, shove this in there all the way to the end like that. Close it. Oh, close it like that. Don't do that. So now I'm going to pull the tip out like this. So now the tip is out of the thread. And now I just bring that, open it up. Got that. Something like that's how I do it. Yeah, there's also, the Game Changers does have a lot of hardware, like Randy just said. And for a worm type thing like this moves. This doesn't have any joints. You got a hook and a shank. Now there could be an argument to be made about, well, the hooks in the back versus the front. Well, yep, it is. And you can easily put the hook in the front and tie it even simpler. But that's kind of one of the neat things, having the hook in the back. All right, let's pull this down. But I think the correct answer to which one's easier to tie, it's whichever one you're comfortable tying, because they're both really difficult if you don't know what you're doing. Just trying to wrap this not super tight. I'm pulling tight, but not like super like right beside each other. Wraps.
For some reason, it like reminds me of like when I'm coming in the door, like from the car, and I have like one thing like under my arm, another thing like between my chin and my neck, and like I'm trying to hold like 5 bags, and like I'm trying to kick the door closed. I don't know. It's just like a lot of stuff going on at once.
I'll undo this because I know that was kind of a cop-out answer too. Whichever one you know how to tie is the easiest. I don't know. What's your difficult? I just want to space those out just a little bit more so we could get refill up this shank. There we go. So you see I'm just kind of twisting it around a few times. Up, down. couple behind, couple in front. I'll cut that off. I'll really look at it to make sure that we're good. I know one thing, I've got a lot trapped in there. So not too trapped, but we get it out. I wish you could see this because this thing looks pretty darn cool. And I did start tying them 3 inches long because that was what I needed for Alaska, was 3-inch. Berries were probably about 4.5, 5 inches long. Which I figured it would be an inch, something like that. Just more curious, yeah. So anyway, I do this as far as materials wise. This is all this has is one shank, a hook, and thread. You're good. So as far as materials, this would be easier. So let's throw a little whip finish on here with some glue. Ah, son of a gun. I love dripping Sally Hansen's on my light.
Hello, Truman. Howdy.
All right. What's up, Truman? Oh, come on. Let's sharpen up my cutter there. So we got a nice little bit of glue right there, so that'll set up nicely. So here's what we tie. We'll hold it by the tail. Hopefully I don't get glue on it. So you can see how once that's brushed out and everything, it's gonna be really, really.
Bring it closer to the camera.
Oh.
Not that close.
It's still not really.
There you go. It's pulling in focus now.
There we go.
Sea trout.
So
I don't know what kind of fish. Cod.
I don't know what he specifically designed it for, but I know I don't know what he specifically designed it for. Todd Turner, look what I found as I was looking for hooks. Look at that. That's familiar, Mr. Turner.
Hey.
So once I get that brushed out, that'll look a lot nicer. And we'll get this in the mail to Scott, hopefully in just a little before we go to Alaska. But we'll be back live next Wednesday night. And then we'll be going to Alaska. So that one turned out really nice. Good movement. Good everything.
And what kind of thread was the red thread?
This is Semperfli's new streamer nano silk, which is 200 denier, which is not new. They're 6-aught. No, sorry, they're 3-aught. But this is their dope dyed thread. So the color is not on. It's not going to come off here and bobbing. It's not going to run when you put resin on it or you put glue on it or it gets wet. It's permanent like black, like the black is. A graboid leech from AK, by the way, similar fly. Check that one out. So yes. And on the smaller hook, oh yeah, I do need to use these, Todd. On the smaller hook or on the lighter wire hook, Barry uses, I swear, I think he said 50 or 70 denier Dyneema, which is similar to the nano silk. So he's using even thinner thread. But I mean, this stuff, I mean, it's not going anywhere. If I were to pull on it and show you how strong it is, just kidding, like it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, it could, I guess you do have to worry about getting cut. But as far as like sheer strength, I've seen little advertisements for this where it pulls boats. Like it's plenty strong. I think where you could get in trouble is if it had if you got a nick or it got close to something sharp as it was under tension. But you know, I would rather get this. We'll just have to see. Barry says it works great. I'll trust him. So there we go. There is our worm fly. Hope you all. I want to see someone's go at a worm fly. And see Barry. Now the one of the ones we posted today. If you find this out, this would be something like Al or Steve might be able to find. But if you find this koi poo, the stuff is pretty cool. See the guard hairs in it. That adds quite a bit of a extra. You can see the difference between the koi poo and the and rabbit. Both are fine, but this was direct from Barry. So if you find the koi poo, pick it up. It's pretty good stuff. But as far as what you use squirrel, rabbit, lots of different things. Doesn't have to be does not have to be exactly this, and colors are endless. Last thing, if Katie will put that discount one more time. So Jay Soccer is running a deal right now where you get 20% off Umpqua products. I have no idea what it is. It's a furry animal. You get 20% off Umpqua stuff if you will throw a DreamStream item from Umpqua into your cart and use this code. You get free shipping with no minimum. So if you buy a dubbing spinner and whatever else, you'll get free shipping. So you can get 20% off Umpqua and free shipping. Just write that code down. Write that code down. It's Delta Sierra Foxtrot Sierra 05er99er. See, I messed it up. DSFS 0524. So they'll give you free shipping. Cool. Anywho, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been a lot of fun as always.
Hey,
it's been. Oh, did you show off that picture?
Josh Riston.
Josh Riston, if he is still on here, he did. Okay, and Lidrig said use code SNIP and get 20% off anything Lidrig. That is awesome. I need to write that down. Send me a note about that so we can announce that towards the beginning of the show, Scott. That's awesome. But this picture is from Josh Riston, right, Katie?
Yep.
I'll let you chat about it. Sorry.
Well, it's a stimulator, and he sent it to us, and we weren't here last week, and so I thought I would show it this week. So that's all the story is.
So if you do tie, or when you do tie a version of the worm, or anything for that matter, if you've gotten inspiration from us, you can email it to us at demuthflyfishing@gmail.com, or tag us in the photograph on Instagram. So if you do share on Instagram, tag us in the photograph, not the comments or anything, but on the photograph. And the next time, just like we just did, just like Katie did, we'll show the pictures, and that is fun. So Lidrig, go to Lidrig, order something, use promo code SNIP to get 20% off anything. You can do this DSFS 0524 to get free shipping in addition to the 20% off for Umpqua. Just get a DreamStream item. So let us know if you have any questions. We're looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday night live. That'll be our last one before we go. Before I go to Alaska. So who knows what we'll tie. All caps, SNIP, capital SNIP, Sierra, November, India, Papa. So I'll turn it over to Katie. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye. See you later.